It's a BumbleKast Mini, this time sponsored by Twilight.
So, here we are. The topic Kyle chose for this is a bit interesting, but I think you'll enjoy it. Well, at least I hope so. Sign up for your nearest cult, because here we go. Events that destabilize trust in the established systems, disrupt cultural ideas about the natural world, and create difficult living circumstances for the populace can make people more desperate for a sense of purpose and direction. Successful cults excel at exploiting this. Adventure, Adventure 2, Shadow, and Unleashed all seem to contain the types of events that could create that type of vacuum in people's lives. Which of these events do you think would have been the biggest factor if Sonic's world experienced the formation of a lot of cults?
That is a fascinating approach. I don't know if we could ever capitalize on it, because it seems to be that, these world-ending events are treated as casual and you just roll with it.
One and dones, yeah.
See Station Square getting ravaged by Perfect Chaos, and no, everyone was fine. They rebuilt. It's okay. So, but then again, I never thought we'd get something like Metal Virus off the ground. So maybe there's some fertile ground here. Of all those events, Perfect Chaos is a big deal. Blowing up the moon in SA2 was a big deal. But the Black Arms invasion and the shattering of the world in Unleashed were global events.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm inclined to say maybe Shadow was the worst of the two.
Yeah.
Because in Unleashed, sure, the planet got split apart, but into like 7 chunks. And as you're traveling, the cities and civilizations you go to all seem to still be functioning pretty well. And there's some talk of, hey, what's going on with the planet? But life seems to be continuing fairly apace. And this is partly the tone of the game. There's only so much you can read into it. But like in Shadow, the entire planet got like nerve toxined. Everyone was frozen, at least briefly, as the Black Arms came in for their big old buffet. That would linger with you, I would think. That'd be a little unsettling. So
I could see a cult forming around the formation of making the wanting the Black Arms to come back and actually follow through. People wanting to get eaten by the Black Arms. I mean, come on, this is a cult.
So one time I felt wanted.
Yeah,
I doused myself in A1. Come back, Black Doom.
You're making this weird.
I mean, it's a cult. It doesn't have to be rational.
Fair enough.
Next question. When faced with such incredibly challenging experiences, people often try to make sense of them through spiritual insights, which can lead them down strange paths. What types of cults do you think might have emerged among both the humans and Nermies after the shocking impact of ancient figures of myth such as Chaos, Black Doom, and Dark Gaia? Nermies, not sure how to feel about Nermies.
Well, we don't really have an alternative, do we?
Mobians.
No, that's dead and in the ground.
Well, maybe to Sega, but you know what? Screw Sega. What do they know?
I want to be careful because I don't want to actually insult anyone who might draw a parallel to what they believe. But we had Gaia confirmed as, well, light and dark Gaia confirmed as actual beings,
Mm-hmm.
So there might be a resurgence in worship to those powers, which hilariously can't answer them because they're now slumbering at the core of the earth. We know for a fact that the gods don't hear them. Or it could be the setup for something else. There's other ancient forces that folks dig up and latch onto and try to go after. Maybe the eternal flame in Soliana. Oh, wait, no, that's gone too.
So much for being eternal.
Well, that certainly could be an avenue. Like, maybe chaos is perfectly at peace up on Angel Island now, and people are, digging up these ancient Echidna, highly biased accounts and are worshiping the god of destruction, and Chaos just doesn't know. He has no idea this is going on.
Nope. Doesn't care. I mean, there's also Void and Lumina, There you go.
Yeah, maybe that would require a greater consciousness knowing they existed. But I don't know, one bad nightmare planet wide that could start that.
Could also, I don't know, just be someone who really enjoys board and card games. There you go. How would they even get there? I don't know. As you pointed out yourself, Ian, Black Doom has a somewhat preacher-like element to him. In the context of cults, this is very interesting, as he was designed to seduce Shadow when he was lost and confused about who he was. I always laugh thinking about if Rouge tried to explain her greater than most, but still quite fragmented, understanding from SA2, and reassuring him that she was 90% sure he wouldn't grow up into a giant lizard. What other Sonic characters do you think have hit low enough points that they could reasonably be seduced by a cult offering them answers and purpose?
Honestly, that's a real short list, because one of the defining traits of so many of the characters is their indomitable will.
Yeah. Maybe Knuckles for a little bit, but he would eventually figure out that it's all.
I mean, he can be kind of gullible, so if you try to sell him on the idea initially, and there's no one to run interference, he might fall for it.
Maybe, yeah.
There's the popular thread of, what if Sonic wasn't there for Tails? What dark path might he take? So that's a maybe. But everybody else seems to be so self-assured in who they are and what they want that even in the face of adversity, their usual response is to just get up and try harder.
Mm-hmm. Maybe Charmy.
Like even the Babylon. Maybe Charmy. I feel like he's too dumb to be depressed.
Or Vector and if Vector and SBO aren't around, and Charmy would just get Here's a good one from the chat. Charmy just gets sucked in by free cookies.
No, I thought you were going to say Vector gets sucked into the pyramid scheme.
Oh, I mean, that is a very good possibility.
Hey there, have you heard of the Church of Black Doom? If I get 20 more people to sign up, I can pay my bills. I mean, you too can be saved. In the freezer.
And
all can become one in the alien bellies.
It's a literal pyramid scheme because it's in Pyramid Cave, because this is Sonic. That's what they do. Wow. Yeah, I can't really think of anybody who would, other than maybe that. Maybe some of those. Next up, in recent years in our world, we have seen a lot of cults of personality arise with surprisingly minimal input from the actual people who are being cast as their messiahs. Combined with the fact that a lot of Sonic characters actually do have such special backgrounds, such as actually being a prophesized hero, actually being an ancient elemental deity, being the last heir of the great Atlantis tier civilizations like the Echidna, being sent from the future and seeking to save history, or even being the standard anti-Antichrist who rebelled against Daddy Devil. Which of the Sonic characters do you think has the largest unchecked cult dedicated to their role in the spiritual salvation of human and Nermy kind? Sonic.
Sonic or Amy, to be perfectly honest. I mean,
interesting.
Amy may not have the general celebrity status that Sonic does, but by association, she would attract a certain kind of attention. And that could go real dark real fast. Like, we're not even talking Metal Virus dark.
What about Big? Does he have a cult? He should.
Less a cult, more of a cryptid fan club. They know he exists. They found the footprints in the jungle.
Yes.
There's only one researcher who believes it to be true. But darn it, all 5 of them in his club, they will find this mysterious behemoth.
But they live by his credo, so they're like very chill and cool. But also weird.
Those that are most associated with Sonic would have some degree of following in the greater consciousness, like Tails would, Shadow to a degree. Although I feel like he's a little more mysterious, just because he isn't in the public eye nearly as much. I mean, same kind of goes for Knuckles. He's like known as, the guy who's occasionally around Sonic, but he's on the island 9 times out of 10. He's out of the public eye. Folks aren't looking at him too much. But
Yep.
Tails and Amy usually with Sonic. Therefore, they're going to be seen and will get attention.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Jet is mad that he doesn't have enough fans to have a cult. Sorry.
He starts to every now and again, but he's so toxic he drives them off.
Sorry, Jet fans. How would different Sonic characters react to finding out their name and image was being used by a cult in some extremist version of a Tumblr fandom with a cult compound?
Universally being disturbed. Like, Sonic would be like, all right, well, as long as you're not hurting anybody, you do you, and just, not even think about it.
Didn't that happen in Archie? Like, early on? Like,
yeah, the Sandblasters.
The Sandblasters, yeah, that was it. Yep. They were kind of like a weird Sonic cult, sorta. Not super extreme, but definitely a little weird and overdone.
Tails, I think he would be flattered until he realized it was a cult. And then he would really want to put his distance between them.
Mm-hmm.
Amy would try to help them. Like, she would try to bring the light. She would try to, downplay the fixation and try to get them to open up, and
it would just make it even worse.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're so helpful and kind. No, you guys really need to go touch grass. She's given us our first orders. Out to the lawn. No, please stop.
Oh no.
Shadow wouldn't care at all.
No.
In the slightest.
No. No, would not. Unless they got in his way or bothered him. Yeah, does not matter. Now for the coveted Digimon question. You answered it really well last time. Well done.
Thank you.
In Digimon, not all holy beings are aligned the exact same way. Some holiness comes from the world server, which is a sometimes inhumane god of the peace, order, and balance sort, instead of the long-departed creator god associated with love and morality. What Sonic villain from any media do you think would be the most fitting yet horrifying to see guide their Digimon partner into a beacon of holiness, and why is it Dave's Burgermon?
Peace, order, and balance in a kind of twisted, cold mechanical sense. I could see that being Eggman.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Zavok is more about just straight up destruction. He's not even going to pretend it's peace or orderliness. He wants destruction. Same goes for Mephiles. He just wants devastation. I mean, he could lie, but not for long. And Infinite, too. He didn't really want anything grander than to just tear things down and be a jerk. So I'm having a hard time thinking of any, like, villain. Of course, you said across any Sonic media.
Right, yeah.
So if we go with that route, we could maybe say Mogul, or at least that's how he tries to sell the idea.
Oh, yeah.
Iron Queen, maybe too, in a degree. Like, I can see a lot of the old Archie villains, if they knew that was how they had to sell it, could spin their ideals in that direction just for the power grab.
Yeah, maybe. Also, this next one is for me, so you can read it.
Question for Kyle. You chose this topic, so it's only fair you get to enjoy a question about it. Ian, please feel free to read the question to him. I think I will. If you had to start a cult on Sonic's Earth, what song from non-Sonic media would you use to open the ceremonies to yourself? What is the holy anthem of Kyle?
Daytona USA, let's go away. Do, 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 do. Yep, there we go. That's the song. That would be it.
Leader Kyle is going to show us the way. Let's get away. Show us the way, Kyle.
Daytona.
This dark chorus from under the hoods. Daytona.
God, that would be amazing.
Well, if we ever run dry on BumbleKast ideas, at least you know what you can do in your retirement.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. We do have one last question for you, though, Ian. What topic would you like for which one of you to be asked about next time?
Biology's always fun.
Yeah.
It can be taken in a number of directions, and astrology is also fun in a fanciful sort of way. So, yeah, you take your pick, biology or astrology.
Fascinating. We'll see what Twyler cooks up.
Thank you to Twilord for sponsoring this episode. If you want a BumbleKast Mini of your own, head over to patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, or become a YouTube member at the $25 mark.
Catch you later.